So Sevilla was our first trip together, and
Actually,
then
I thought that our first trip together was gonna be Malaga. Remember?
that wasn't really a trip though. That was like a day trip.
Oh, that's
And
true.
Malaga is not really. We're still in the province of Malaga somehow.
Okay, that's
But
true.
yeah, we can mention that. So basically, I had a
That was funny. Yeah, but the only reason why we went on that trip, on that day trip, was because I got clingy.
yeah. Danny was really upset the night before because
No, because
I told her I
usually
had a
every
tournament.
weekend I stay with him. And then that particular weekend, he said he had something going on and so I couldn't stay over and stuff. And I was kind of like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, because I had to practice and stuff. And then I was like, but you can come over to Malaga with me. So she's like, okay. So she didn't even hesitate. And then basically we ended up going to Malaga, and I think we spent like a good afternoon there.
Yeah.
Yeah, just exploring. And I remember we hiked the castle there. It was beautiful. We even had this really good sangria.
Yeah. So,
Yeah,
okay. So Malaga, then Sevilla, then.
Cadiz,
Oh, right. Yeah. So we went to Cadiz for another festival called Carnival.
Carnival.
Right. Yeah. So basically, it was like Halloween in March for the Spanish because they don't celebrate Halloween. So it was just this, it was kind of like a dress up costume festival, right?
Yeah, yeah. Basically, yeah, a dress up costume festival where everyone
Yeah.
gets drunk.
Yeah. So
But it's
imagine,
not like everyone's wearing scary stuff. It's more like, oh, superhero or
yeah.
captain, pirate, right?
Yeah. So imagine kind of like Halloween meets Sinulog, but without
Yeah,
the
pretty
super
much.
wild raves,
It's a
without the
street
paint.
party.
Yeah.
And it was actually pretty funny because the party in Cadiz was taking place in front of the church.
Oh,
So like
right.
you have
Yeah.
like
That was
this holy
funny.
place and everyone just getting drunk right in front of it. It was
Yeah.
hilarious.
And we went to Starfire and Robin. We made our costumes last minute on the day. And I think we started at around 10 a.m. sewing the costumes and stuff. And we didn't finish until maybe 4 p.m. We were at the venue already. So
We were doing it in the car.
we were doing it in the car on the way to the venue. And then when we got to Cadiz, we were sitting on a park and we were still sewing our costumes. And anyway, we managed to pull it off.
Yeah, it came out pretty good. You can show them the photo.
Yeah.
And then after that, we had our trip with your. No, wait. Did
With
we
my
go
family.
around with my family as well?
Uh,
Didn't we do some trips with my family?
to Malaga. Yeah.
Anyway, we explored like the area of the Costa del Sol together because
Yeah.
that's our area. That's where we lived. And then after that, when Danny's family flew in, we did some trips around Spain. So we did
So we did a road trip. We went to I think 4 cities in Spain. So it
Cordoba.
was Ronda, Cordoba, Granada, and Marbella.
Yeah. Okay, so those four. Exactly. So we did
Yeah.
all that together. And which one did you like the most of the four?
Of the four, I think maybe Granada.
Granada. What about Ronda?
Ronda was cute too.
I'd say Ronda over Granada.
Yeah,
I don't
it was
know.
it was
I
fun
liked it
because
more.
we didn't have a budget on food.
No, but what was really fun actually was because I remember like your mom, she was very intense. Like she wanted to do
Oh
all
yeah,
the,
because
the
my
trips.
mom,
You know?
my mom is the type of traveler where she wants to hit all the spots, all the major
Yeah.
spots in one day
Yeah.
if she can.
Yes. Yeah. So basically, we did like tour buses and guided
Yeah.
tours, museums, everything.
Yeah.
Right.
So we basically rented a car and then my dad drove and you helped navigate
Yeah. I
and
was expert navigator.
yeah.
But no, but what I liked about Ronda was I think that was the most chill everyone was.
Oh, that's
It's
true.
like your mom wanted a picnic
Yeah.
in
My
front
mom
of
wanted
the
to.
bridge.
No, yeah, but I think my mom wanted to picnic. Like she wanted to get out of the car and like literally picnic. I think that's what she meant.
Yeah.
Yeah, so well, I think you were the one who put the idea into her head. Like,
Yes.
Tita, we can do a picnic and stuff. And she was like, yes, yes, I want that. so
No,
so
no, she, we want.
yeah, my mom goes,
We
we
want
want that. And then I'm kind of like, do we? And yeah, so we bought snacks at like a market. She bought like a lot of like olives and figs and cheese, bread and wine for the picnic. So the picnic happened, but Ariane was actually the one serving everyone. Like he was getting all the sandwiches ready for everyone and handing
bread,
it to
yeah.
each person.
It was fun. Yeah. So we super enjoyed that trip. That was one of my favorite trips around Spain. And then it was really funny. The two families met in Gibraltar. So my
Yeah.
parents met your parents in Gibraltar. So that was kind of like a day trip for the both of us. Because
Yeah.
I think your cruise was
Had a
stopping in
stopover,
Gibraltar for a bit.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
Anyway.
then okay, so our favorite trip ever was one where we did Amsterdam and Brussels. So we did Amsterdam for Halloween and then Brussels after. And that was the coldest place we've ever tried going to together. I think it was gonna be maybe 5 degrees, like 0 to 5 degrees. That was like the temperature range. And we
Yeah,
didn't
not
really have
just
the
cold.
clothes
It
for
was
it.
also wet because like it was kind of like the rainy
Yeah.
time. Yeah, so it was also kind of wet and cold at the same time. Not a very
Yeah.
good combination.
And we went as Aladdin and Jasmine. Of all the costumes, we had to pick the most skin bearing outfits.
Yeah, so that wasn't really good, but really fun experience. What did we do in Amsterdam? Like again, we ate a lot, we explored a lot. We didn't have time for museums, unfortunately,
Yeah.
because we were only there for what, 2 days, 3 days?
Yeah.
So what we did instead was we binged on Dutch pancakes.
Oh my
We
god, those
tried
are
every
so
major
good.
thing.
They're
Yeah, we even
so
tried the
good.
herring. The
Yeah, so
herring,
what we would
that
do
was
is
actually
like
yummy.
yeah, what we would do is like we Google like let's say top 10 foods to try in Amsterdam. And then we'd try a little bit of each. And we had like the best, okay, not the super best, the second best. Because the first best is my apple pie. The second best
Okay.
apple pie you'll ever have in your life.
Best. Like it was
Actually,
so delicious.
yeah, but I mean, I can't really say it's the best, but it's like you say it's the best because everyone said it's the best.
But it was pretty
It
good.
was good.
It was really good.
It was good, but
really
I don't know if it was the best in the world.
It was recommended to me by a friend, this specific cafe in this specific area in Amsterdam. And the line was so long. Like
Yeah,
we waited maybe 40 minutes just
yeah,
to
and it
get
was
in.
raining, drizzling. It was drizzling
Yes.
while we were waiting outside. We only had one umbrella. And
Yeah.
every time we'd ask people, like, have you tried this cafe? They'd be like, no, but I hear the pie is good. Everyone in the line said the pie was good. And if you go inside the
Exactly.
cafe, it's like every table had a pie.
So yeah, it was coffee and pie. And I think we also ordered meatballs. Anyway,
Yeah.
we entered, we finally sat down, we got our pie.
It was
And
good pie.
Oh, it was amazing. I remember, like, I have a video of you dancing after
Yeah.
trying the pie. It was that good.
Oh, the
And,
cafe's called Winkle 43.
Yeah, Winkle. Winkle 43.
If you're ever in Amsterdam.
What else was a really fun thing we did? Every chance I got, I'd stop over those cheese places,
Oh,
where they
yeah.
serve cheese, and I'd get all the samples. Like I
Yeah,
just sample
packs.
all the cheese.
So
I
we didn't wanna-
I actually get pretty full out of that.
Yeah,
you know?
we didn't want to pay for cheese. And, there were a lot of free taste tests.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, so
I'd
I
always
just
be,
got
so I'd
one.
always just be like, babe, look, samples. So we'd stay in a store for like 5 minutes. He'd binge on whatever he could get.
What else did we do? We walked around the red light district. That was interesting.
Yeah.
We also entered a coffee shop to see what it was all about. For those of you who don't know what a coffee shop in Amsterdam is, Google it. And
It's a place where they serve weed.
yeah, basically we had a lot of fun in Amsterdam. That was one of our best
Yeah.
experiences. It was really funny because on the night of Halloween, we were
Oh yeah, let's talk about Halloween.
Yeah, so basically we were walking around the whole day trying to take nice photos of us in costume.
Yeah, but
and
but
it
we
was really
didn't.
cold.
Yeah, but we didn't have the whole day because you had work. We had time constraint during that whole trip because we could only
Yes.
travel after your work, which was kind of like 3 p.m., 4 p.m. So that's when we'd start our day.
Mm-hmm.
And because the sun set at like around 5 p.m., so we only had like 2 hours of sunlight. So yeah, and well, like miraculously, we got through Halloween okay. I think we were like, well, you were wearing thermal under, and I was it was like one layer of cheap silk,
Yeah.
my costume. So it
Costume
wasn't,
material.
yeah, so it wasn't like warm at all. I tried to wear like this, like a skin tone inner thingy, but then it kind of like looked weird. It looked bad in photos, so I had to take it off and I had a coat. But my coat wasn't even like warm. It's like, it was like a denim jacket coat.
Yeah,
that was
that's
all
why.
I had.
So yeah, I remember you were suffering so much more
yeah,
than me
I was
actually.
like, I think I was like shivering at night na. Because during
Yeah.
the day it was okay.
No, but I think we warmed up in this place before we got into like the party. It was so strange because when we arrived in like the party zone, right? In Halloween, we were in
no
full
one.
costume.
No,
There was
wait.
nobody.
Okay, so I think we Googled before that, like top places to. Actually, wait. Let's take it back. How did we decide to go to Amsterdam?
I think you brought it up because I never been there.
No,
Yes.
I was like, babe, let's go somewhere for Halloween, and I was like, what's one place that you haven't been to? And you're like, Amsterdam. So I was like, okay. It was like super spontaneous. So we were like, okay,
Yeah.
cheap flights.
No, but actually the flight wasn't that cheap. It was expensive to go direct to Amsterdam. That's why we chose to go to Brussels.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So the flight to Brussels was like only what, 20
It was
euros?
so cheap. 20
It was
euros is
so
1,000
cheap.
pesos.
Yeah, and
Spain to
then
Brussels.
the bus from Brussels to Amsterdam was another 20 euros, or no,
Yeah,
15 euros.
something
And
like
then the
that.
flight from Amsterdam back to Spain was another 20 euros.
Yeah.
So overall, our
It was
expense, like
so
each
cheap.
ticket was less than 100.
I think the total cost of flights and transpo during our trip, like individually, would be cheaper than like a one way. Well, okay, like cheaper than a round trip ticket from like Cebu to Manila.
Wow.
Something like
Okay.
that. Anyway,
Wow.
so picture this: Aladdin and Jasmine. It's 5 degrees out, and we are in skin bearing costumes, not the most practical thing. And like Amsterdam is supposed to be like a hot spot for Halloween. And we're like so excited. And we're like, oh my god, babe, you know it's gonna be so cool. Everyone's gonna be in costume. And so we venture out into the city and no one is in costume. Like literally
Nobody.
no one is in costume.
We
Like
found like a
so to
handful
get
of people.
our Airbnb was kind of far from the city, so to get there we'd have to ride a bus. When we stepped on the bus, everyone was like staring at us, kind of like, what the hell? Like, why are they like? I had my long hair. I had my long jasmine hair. You weren't like super inconspicuous.
Yeah,
I
but
think.
even then, like it was just very. We were off.
Yeah,
We
and
we
we weren't
weren't like part of the. Basically, nobody was in costume. We didn't get the memo.
we weren't even in costumes where you could like kind of pass it off as outfits, like a pirate or something or a sailor. We were literally Disney characters who everyone knew. I mean, everyone knows Aladdin and
Exactly.
Jasmine. So they were kind of like, what?
Yeah.
We got to the city and we were looking for people. We couldn't find people, but people found us. And people were so cute actually. So they would be waving at us or they'd be smiling. Kind of like, hey, it's Aladdin and Jasmine. Everyone was so friendly. Everyone is smiling at us. Everyone is kind of like, amused. Anyway, so we arrive into the. Oh wait! Can I mention like before we went to the party district? Oh my God, we had like the best. We had the best Dutch mini pancakes of your life, like the best. Like I ate it and I danced. It was so good. We had like mini pancakes and hot chocolate. And we just like passed by it randomly. Actually, I think I was like really cold, and I was like, "Can we go inside?"
Yeah. No, it's absolutely delicious.
was
Like it's
so
so
good.
puffy.
Yeah, because it's
It-
not
it
like
just melts in your
just
mouth.
it's not just pancakes. It's kind of like a chewy, buttery pancake with powdered sugar.
Yeah. Very yummy.
Okay, so much for the food rant. And then we went to the party district.
Yeah, and then we arrived there, nobody was there, and we actually saw a handful of people in costume from I think Ireland or something.
Yeah, for the first time.
And they were just looking at us, kind of confused as well. And they were like, where are the people at?
Yeah, so,
So-
we talked to like anyone in costume we could find, and we'd be like, "Do you know where the party is?" They'd be like, "No, do
Yeah.
you?"
Yeah. And basically, we were just waiting for a while. And I think it was like around 10 p.m. It's already kind of late, This party should start at that time. But
Yeah.
apparently, according to people, the party doesn't start until like 11 p.m., 12.
Yeah.
So we waited. We waited in this little bar on the side. And
Yeah.
we had, I think, to warm you up,
Yeah, we had like
had
spiked.
Irish coffee.
Yeah,
Irish
I
coffee.
think
So it was a little spike with some rum. Anyway, and then eventually,
we went to the bars, and then we were kind of drinking. We didn't get super drunk because the
not
drinks
at
were
all.
kind of
I think-
expensive.
yeah.
And people actually liked us because we were
Yeah,
kind
they
of
were very
we
nice.
kind of stood out in a way where like everyone was in like in generic costumes. Like there was a cat and there was I don't know, a
Fairies.
fairy or something, and we were
Yeah.
like Disney.
Yeah.
Oh, and then we got
And then we-
awarded. We got awarded like best costume or something.
Yeah, so
in
we
one
went to this
club.
bar, and when we arrived, everyone was like hyping us, and we're like, "Oh my God, Jasmine Aladdin!" And
Yeah,
they wanted
people
to
took
take photos
with
with
us.
us.
That's so cute.
Yeah, that was cute, and especially you. They really loved your costume because mine was kind of like, I don't really look like Aladdin. I'm not tan enough to be Aladdin, but Danny really looked like Jasmine that day. She looked beautiful, gorgeous, and people were like, crowding her, like, "Take a photo with me, take a photo with me." So she was kind of like the center of attention in that bar. And yeah, we were actually awarded best costume.
But we weren't
Best
there for the
couple
award.
costume.
Yeah, we weren't there.
But that's
for
the thing, we
award.
weren't there for the award. We actually left that bar because the music wasn't that good.
Yeah.
So we bar hopped, and then we came back, and they were like, "Where did you guys go? We were passing around the award for best
I
costume."
think the
We're like,
award was
"We
actually
didn't even
drinks or
know."
something.
Yeah, we didn't even know there was a best award.
It's so
We
sad.
didn't know that. And anyway, at least we were the honorable best
Yeah.
award. We were like the honorable mention. And then that was pretty much our experience in Amsterdam.
So Brussels was also pretty much Amsterdam, but instead of pancakes, we ate a lot of Belgian waffles, which were hella good.
And we also did a lot of beer testing. Yeah, because
Right.
Belgium is one of
Yeah,
the beer
yeah.
capitals of the world.
Yeah,
So
and
we
their
went to this
beers-
bar that had like 100 different types of beers.
Yeah, and their beers, like the alcohol percentage is like 13%. Here it's like
Yeah, super high.
5.
Yeah, that's why. So it's like it was very nice experience. Just
Yeah.
traveling is a beautiful experience. You know, you always learn something new.
Yeah.
And something that not many people do when they go to Belgium is actually explore the comic culture. So Belgium is actually one of the biggest, I'd say, countries in the world that are very much dedicated into making comics.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you guys know the comics like the Smurfs, Tintin, Asterix and Obelix. That is all made in Belgium.
Yeah, and they had like street art.
Yeah, but
murals.
street art
They
with
had
like
murals.
Smurfs. Yeah, murals
everywhere.
of the Smurfs,
Like
murals
huge
of Tintin.
murals.
And it's actually a big thing there. Even Dani wasn't aware of that because she's been to Belgium before, but she wasn't aware of like the comic culture. And I actually like really looked into that. We even went to a comic museum
Yeah.
and like there's like a comic book shop in every corner in Belgium. It's
Yeah.
actually wonderful. So it's a very different side of Belgium you wouldn't see. So
Yeah.
I would recommend that to any comic buffs. You'd
Yeah.
like Belgium a lot.
It was fun because it was your first time, but it was my
Yes.
second because I went there in 2015 for a solo trip. So it was kind
You're
of like
kind of my tour guide.
yeah, so it was kind of like, trying to remember like where is this place and what's good to do here and stuff. Yeah, that was pretty fun. If you guys want to check out the full episode, click the link on the screen or head on over to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever podcasts are available. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you soon.